One. All right, guys. It's Wednesday evening. Looking at ES per usual. Basically, currently reflecting on from our Sunday video. Well, we didn't do a Sunday video actually. Um, but basically from the plays of based off the watch list just we're currently in. From core to lottos to spy and definitely ES because we basically watch them and monitor them the whole week. Um, what we are looking for when it comes to ESF is this bounce off that 14 SMA. So we're either going to get a bounce off this 14 and somewhere around the upper fib combo, which is 29.15, and bounce off there, or we might see a repeat of the last time it was in this same space. And I'm going to show you right now. We came above fib combo here. And this, I don't know, for some reason, this 29.30-ish level keeps getting rejected. Came down. Then we got a vacuum up again. And then they faded it right after that, creating somewhat a bottom down here at this 28.51 level. And then from here, which basically bounced somewhat off the double bar, upper double bar. And then nice move straight back up to our fib combo, upper fib combo, which is our Fibonacci level, 29.15, purple level. Then we got a back test of our 30 SMA. This is the H4 4-hour chart, so time frame. And then we got a bounce and got back over the 14 SMA. Now, this is going to get very, very tricky here because this is what's important. To be honest, the positions we are in, we have 288 calls for this Friday that expires, which those are green. We have 300 calls that expire next Friday. So it's basically somewhat of a 12-point difference week out. And how SPY's been moving, we can definitely see a lot of different swings. I actually haven't taken any profit yet for the 288 calls. I'm only holding 10 right about now, and that's about it. Basically, the move I'm looking for is, I mean, this looks like somewhat of an inverted head and shoulders, but most importantly, more like a somewhat of a diamond bottom. It's been basically bouncing off this trend line nicely, and it's been working very well so far. I mean, I adjust so that it just lines up with each level and bring it up to the top here. So we're in a zone right now that we either hold or price will fold below, and it's somewhat topping. Looks like a quad top, depending on how you look at it. We got this top here, rejection to here, then another, we topped again here, rejection, bigger down. Then we got basically that short side was given back on the long side, topped here, but the rejection was actually smaller. It was actually more higher than previous. I mean, seeing it, I wanted it actually to come down to 283.86, 28.83.86, and then create a nice inverted head and shoulders. I guess you can call this inverted head and shoulders as well, depending on how you put it. But price actually held inside of the 14 and 30 SMA, as opposed to on this side, it broke down outside of it. So, and then we got our fourth topping, which is here. So what's interesting is it's a make or break. I'm gearing more towards a hold because we had this conversation in our last video from last week, last Wednesday. This is what we wanted to see. This is what we were looking for. You know, we were looking for that retest of the 29.15 and then the hold there. And if price does come down, as long as we close above it, that's what's very important. And then what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to show you guys the daily. And the daily is another thing that stands out to me. The H2 stands out to me as well. I like to trade at H2. I've been trading H2 in a lot of different time frames. I've been getting more more into trading H2, which is the 2 hour, than trading the H4, which is the 4 hour. I like to say H4 because it's better. I don't know. It's short, it's easier. You just see how clean it is. It's very clean. Basically, your 4 hour broken in two candles, just like the 4 hour is the daily broken in 2 candles. So I like that, you know. So something that to look at, you know. Forget all the noise and everything. Turn off your cameras, please. Forget all the noise and everything. Just focus on our levels. You know, take a screenshot, go over the video, watch the video, put it in your phone, all of these alerts. Okay, guys, this is very important. Definitely put it in your alerts. But now going forward, okay, let's go to the daily because I want to show you guys the daily. I want to show you something that also stands out with that daily. Let me get rid of this open interest study options. It just keeps popping up. I don't know why. I mean, my levels change every week because the price changes every week. So I adjust accordingly. It's much more of a close-up. Okay, so this is a daily. What stood out to me here was this was very interesting. And this is a little bit nerve-wracking because we can see a big down day tomorrow and then a crazy vacuum on a Friday. I was looking more of like somewhat of a megaphone. I'm going to show you that one right now. I'm actually going to get rid of this line here. I don't know if you guys can see it yet, but you're going to see it right now. So boom, I'm going to do this. I'm going to endnote it. All right, so check this out. So depending on how you see it, this is what can happen. So we have here and we have here. Many scenarios can play out. What keeps me long and keeps my bias where it's at now is the fact that we are trading within the 14 and 30 SMA. A breakdown would have to be confirmed below 28.99. A break up will be confirmed above 29.48 or the 30 SMA on a daily. So you can trade the rejection of 29.48 if we do, in fact, get that. So we have here, down, up, tested somewhat close to the 30 SMA. So usually price doesn't have to officially test it right away. Basically, the 14 to 30 SMA become closer and they start to tighten, and that's when it twists and it crosses. And then it can possibly play out to something like this. Very interesting. But, I mean, anything can happen. So just keep this in mind. Keep this visual in mind because honestly, this is a very important visual to look at. And that's another thing that stood out to me. And then you have it all depends on how you look at it. Like this is an interesting box. This is not a box that I'm used to. This is a different kind of box here. So this is your range. This is like our new range here. It just gets wider on the top side. The downside is bottomed here around 28.99. That support that 14 SMA. Then the test of the 30 SMA. I honestly want that 29.15 to test overnight, bounce off, and then just start its trend and work its way back up. Looking for that 29.67.48 or 29.67.50 by Friday. That's gray bar. That's going to be the make or break. So this is going to be very interesting. So just keep these levels noted because it's very important. Now let's get down to what we love best is individual names. BKNG. This one is going to be interesting tomorrow. Why is going to be interesting tomorrow? The way it's been trading, it's been interesting. Low volume in a sense. This is just how it trades. I gave you guys notes during the day. I did you voice notes. I'm actually not even using that voice memo through the actual app. I'm just gonna do voice memos through my Apple phone, and then I'm just gonna send it to the group. I feel like that's more easier, and I think you guys can save that as well. And each voice note is gonna have a title to it, so you guys know exactly what it is. And I like that as well. So here we got BKNG looking at the daily chart, right? Very small ranges, not complaining. I like the small ranges because the following day always has a bigger range. The more it builds that small range, the more it's either a big range down or a big range up. And here, I drew a channel because I just had to draw a channel. It's actually trading very well off this channel. This 1969.09 is a very important level. I actually put a trigger on that, an alert trigger, so that we get above that, we moon to 2000. I even told I asked him what would our premiums be worth around 2000 to 2018. All of our premiums. I mean, not being even too far, just on open on a Friday, we're looking at great. We're looking at $30 to $40 per premium on our 1970s. I have one contract. I'm not gonna lie to you. If we get this opportunity to get that pullback tomorrow and then rip, I want a GWW effect. I want a low volume gap down that is basically like a 10-point gap down that it's on no shares, which no shares is equivalent to like 100 shares. And then it just, boom, closes the gap. I mean, the spreads on BKNG are just always the way they are, but when you are in that trade, it works very, very well. And this is another thing you'll see. I'm seeing the same thing with SPY. I mean, with SPY, with SPX, with ES. Remember that megaphone type thing I showed you guys? We got something like that here for BKNG. Just can play off just exact same way. It can do the same thing. It's a make or break here. It's a make or break here. It can come down, and when this comes down to this level, this is actually a gap fill. So 1850, somewhere down here, price will come out, and then it will bounce back up. It's been trading in a nice channel, and the only thing about BKNG is buying far out the money and stuff like that. You have to buy a couple of weeks out on down days, and that's just one thing. But if anything, we'll come back down to 1908, and then we'll bounce up. Or my target, honestly, is I want a 5-point gap down. I want us to touch 1950. Because this morning it was 1940 or 1939 or something like that, whatever the low was today, around 1940. It was like double bottom Monday, double bottom Tuesday, and then today bounced. We basically moved up from inside of a little bit under not yesterday's close, yesterday's open, and then we closed up near the highs. During live, I was telling you guys they're going to run us into the close. It wasn't SPY mostly I was talking about, even though SPY was doing it, which they did it, they just didn't complete it. They were playing around. They were getting a lot of people in to spend money, burn premiums, then run it after 415, where SPY after hours is non-tradable unless you're buying commons. And they know what they did there. They got us. I mean, the best play was a 292.50 calls. So in this scenario, I'd like to give you the bad so you're all prepared for the worst, because I don't like to just give the good in a trade setup. Even if I'm long, I want to look at the bad before I look at the good. I want to look at, okay, what I got to look for. Today, I was just super patient. Like, I was patient all day today. I get excited to get you guys excited. I go live to just make sure you guys are focused. And you guys are doing great. Your patience are increasing. It's getting so much better than it used to be. Trust me, I pay attention to every single one of you. And it's a lot of you. We got new members. I want to address that as well. For the new members that just joined today that are not familiar how we operate, I'll get to that after. But let's continue focusing on this. So here, I'm going to clear this drawing. This is just at an important spot. It has to get back over 1969 to be valid. I mean, yeah, we had this gap down here that needs to be filled, but it takes time for these gaps to get filled. Actually, let me do this. Let me clear this out. So we had this, like, so for instance, and somebody was trying to do a paint job in the closed, which was very interesting today. I liked it though. Around 8 o'clock, when markets are like completely shut down to trade regular. But we had this gap here. We had another gap. Do mouse. We had another gap over here. This gap took a while to fill. It took some weeks to fill. So don't expect it to happen this week. That gap that needs to get filled on this side over here. I'm still looking for the upside. If this gap would ever fill, it has to fill after we at least test 2,000. This is the channel we're trading currently right now. If that gap gets filled, it's going to be a big move down that possibly bounces off. I just feel like BKNG is definitely, it's just time of the year. It's not been doing that great. It's a very tricky stock. This is why I've been focused on it. And this is why I told you guys also, we're going to do the buy today, sell tomorrow. I want you guys to get familiar with rolling a position. And don't be nervous or don't be scared, because you're going to see like, oh my God, this is so simple and so easy. You're like, okay, I'm buying a call, then I'm going to sell that call. I'm in profit. I could buy it when it comes back down. Okay, so the thing about rolling, the downside I've noticed is, it's not really much of a downside unless you have unlimited. You can trade unlimited. You can trade as much as you want without any rules, or you have an options account that's like you're not even trading, just a cash account, or it's just how you trade. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, we're in 1970 calls. Let's say BKNG goes to 1970 tomorrow. I'm going to roll, like, a smart thing to do would be, you can roll into, let's say, I can roll that position into 1950 puts, just in case it pulls back, lock that in by rolling into calls. So you're getting credited from a gain, unless you're doing an even trade, which you still make money on each side. You get credit and then there's a debit. It's interesting. I'm still learning the credit and debit. My broker explains it to me. But if I'm trading, if I'm like in the zone of trading, I have to hang up the phone with them because I just can't. I want to be focused. I did that today at the gym today. But I want you guys to get familiar with rolling out into next week's as well. One contract with BKNG can pay a lot. Today they went down to, I think, $2.28 on that. Whatever happened at 2 p.m. was SPY and the whole markets and everything like that. And then it closed up, and then it tested $7. So basically almost 200% from the low. And I know it was us that was adding, because a lot of you were adding, and I was telling you guys live that you guys see the bid and ask. The bid and ask is at a cheap price. We're only We're not that far from being in the money. Now we're 15 points from being in the money. We had a 20-point move today, 21-point move on a SPY being 2.35 cents range. Not range, but net change. Green. So that was good. No gap up for BKNG. A gap up for BKNG usually lasts a couple of days until it fades and fills that gap. See, this gap up happened because it was an ER gap up. There's just a lot of things you got to play out. Also, I use weekly. Check out the weekly. Weekly is something I pay attention to, because you got to look at BKNG has big weekly ranges. Look at your supports, look at your levels. If it comes down, we're going to get 1908 to go back up, a 60-point range this week. I don't know. We're honestly trading above these two closes. The last two weekly closes were basically similar. So look, I'm gonna map that out right now. These two right here, look at that. We opened just above that level. So I'm targeting 2,000 this week by Friday. Why not? I want to see how the 2,000 calls are. If there's going to be a dip tomorrow, depending on how overnight looks, I'll probably wake up at like 4 a.m. I don't have an alarm. It's just my body does that. I'm going to see where we at. But that 1969 is a huge trigger on a weekly aspect. So look at it. Look how price has been acting going forward. Let's go back actually. It pushed over that 1969 and it came back over here around November. Same thing around October of last year. Got over 1969 on the weekly close, and then it came back and faded. If they can close this over 1969 this week, we have to get into a position for 2,000 calls. Let's make it 2,100 calls 2 weeks out. We have to start looking at that. So that's what? About 100 points. 100 points and some change. But BKNG can be expensive, but you just need one contract. So let's say these go, our target hits by Friday. We sell $4,000 per contract, and we all paid. Some of us paid less, some of us paid more. I hope everybody paid below $5 or sold at $7 and then got back in lower, just flipped it. I paid $443. I thought I got the low. And then today got even lower. I could have sold it at $7 and rolled in and got back at a lower. But that's the goal. It's buy, sell. You can sell it tomorrow, or for those that have restrictions, roll out. Roll up. That's it. So that is in play. 1969 is a very important level. There's a lot of congestion happening at that area. It's rejected 1, 2, 3, 4 times. That's 4. It's like a quad top, similar to the quad top in ES. Just things you have to reference. Next up, knock. I don't know. I'm not falling in love with the stock. I'm falling in love with the price. I'm falling in love with the ranges. Don't marry a stock. Marry the range. There's nothing wrong with marrying. You marry a range. The range is what pays. You get that range. You know how it works. I was looking all day at 367.45 to hold. It held it. I want to see a moon shoot. I don't know if the moon shoot happens. See, that's something you have to start monitoring as well. Let me get rid of it. I know I got all these lines going on here. I want you guys to start getting familiar with looking at when that stock actually starts to really take off. So this is a weekly chart, right? Let me give you a daily chart. I use boxes not just for prediction or for ranges. I use boxes to also count candles. And it lets me know what day it actually broke out. So, for example, I'm going to do a box right now for you guys. It's going to be colored. Actually, no, it's not even going to be colored. It's going to be, I'm going to use the regular annotation. All right, so we're Thursday going into tomorrow. So this is Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So boom. This is the range of last week. Before that, this was the range from high to low. 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom. So it bottomed here, then it really took off on a Wednesday. Something to keep in mind. This is a daily chart. Yeah. So that happened there. And then this one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So boom, another one. This is took off on a Monday. All right. So this is something you got to pay attention to this, guys. Trust me. This is very valuable. Because this is how you can get paid off of ranges. So I did that small range. Why is that supposed to be 7? I'm sorry. Let me correct this. Let me undo. Let me go back. Hold on. I made a mistake. Okay. So just pay attention to this. So we got Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, and then we had Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. All right. So here, this is where my box should be at. Boom. So this was the range for last week, right? Played off well, came off the 14 SMA. And then this was the range for the prior week before that. That big, nice move started here, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this would be 7. So this would possibly be Monday. This is the range. And then another one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this was 7 as well. All right, so boom, 7, yeah. Unless there was a half day that I missed. So this is basically what happened. So 7 points. Why does it keep doing that? What did I just do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I keep messing up something. Hold on. Oops. This is 7. It's supposed to be 7. So what did I do wrong? All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7. Why am I? Okay, there we go. So this is the range for that. This one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 7 days. Here is the range for that. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Thursday was a gap up. Friday was a bigger move. This for knock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one was just interesting. Consolidation, and then rip. So just pay attention to these things. So here, the real move started by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm messing something up. I'm counting 3, 6, 7 candles. Wow, that's why. It's supposed to be 5 candles. Okay, sorry. It's 5 candles. All right. I don't know why I'm counting it like that. Okay, so it is 5 candles. So I was correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so from here, let's just top it from 377 because it hit 370 something. So boom, this is the range. 5 candles. This is the range. Okay, so it started, this one literally started ripping off of that 14 SMA. And then this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So boom, yes. So bam. Look at these ranges. So what do you guys think is going to happen tomorrow? We're going to do this similar. It's going to be similar. Look at these look at these boxes. I got to change the color of the boxes. If I change the color of the boxes, it makes it so much better. This would be basically, boom, let me fix. See if I can change it. No, it's not going to let me change it. But the bigger range boxes are big moves, then consolidation down, and then big moves for the following week. So if these were similar ranges, I would mimic my boxes. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but anything is possible. This is me mimicking it right now. So if this was bottom, or if I drew the bottom off of the 14 SMA, because if we get this pullback tomorrow or whatever, I'll definitely go long into even a closer strike. This would be our move, our 5-day move for the stock. 400 possibly. I'm not saying that's going to happen. So yeah, let me delete that. Delete this. I'm going to save this screenshot also. Actually, take a screenshot of this. I mean, you have the video, so there's no need even for the screenshot. But keep this in mind here, guys. I mean, it's 5 candles. Boom. Patterns, they come up a lot. They come up a lot. Just keep that in mind. So this is somewhat of a pattern. It's interesting. I don't even know if these boxes are the actual same size, but I can actually check right now. And I'll do a duplicate. So this box was, oops. Oh, all right. From low to high, duplicate. And you guys, this is giving you guys another lesson. Crazy. Look how, wow. Okay, so if that's that, let's see if this one matches. I mean, anything can happen. I'm gonna duplicate this rectangle as well. Wow. You guys catching the pattern here? Okay, makes sense. So we can have a big, this could be another consolidation box where we consolidate under 377, and I'll look at next week's 400 calls as a lotto, and I'll look at next week's 380 calls. A pull back to 360, I'm taking 380 calls for next week. Simple as that. Keep that 14 SMA intact. So let's see if this plays out the way we want it to. I'm actually going to save this because I like this already. I'll find out more stuff as I go on and I show you guys. PG, another one. I want to be bearish this one so bad, and I'm going to tell you why. Not yet. Not yet. I'm going to show you why. This is the daily chart for PG. Every time it gets under 19, they were just messing with it. I like this inside. Very possible to, I'm looking at us opening around 1920 and then a move up and test 120.56, get back over 120, break out and test 122.07 by Friday, new all-time high. Now, if we cannot get a close over 122.07, we are going into 120 puts for the following week. And then the week week after that, we're going, so September 6th, we're going to be, so August 30th, we will buy 120 puts. September 6th, we will buy 117 puts, like, or 118 puts. And we'll just keep going down, down, down. And because it's been tailing hard, the 1430 SMA on the way up. So look for these levels to hold. We need this to hold here around 118.65. So keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that we're outside of the 1430 SMA. Weekly, let's see. I don't know the structure right now because I didn't look at it. But, whew, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. But let's see how this does. This is very interesting. So that's PG. This is the weekly. Next up, we have NetEase. Love NetEase. NetEase is trading in an interesting range right now for its next leg. And I think we milked it so much that we got to take a break. I liked how it bounced off of 249.13. That's when we added the 255 calls. Tell people to add 250 calls and the 250 calls. That was Wednesday, if I'm correct. No, that was yesterday. Sorry, Tuesday. This is very constructive. I love this chart. It's nice. It's clean. It's not crazy to where you can't understand it. You know, like, look at this. Sort of a bull flag. We're targeting 270, 275 with 289 to 290s, looking for 300 by end of year. Very possible. I want to see a consolidation above 270.61. That's when it's ready. But the way this weekly is, and it's still trading below inside last week range, gonna take some time. Closing above this blue dotted channel. Let's see how that holds. Let's see if it gets out of this flag as well. Keep that in mind for NetEase. So NetEase is interesting. NetEase had that move down because of Baidu, sorry. It was a 10-point move down, actually. Still got a possible gap to fill on H4, inside on H4. Look at the pattern. See how it trades in the past with a pattern similar to this one. Got a dragon doji, then boom, a gap up, and then holds at this line here, which it bounced off many times. At 249.13 just needed to be tested. It's definitely forming some of a pattern here, looking like a flag, sort of like a pennant. Keep that one in mind. Who else? AGN, that's just for fun. Like, we bought 170 calls a while ago, and I just been trying to load 0.01. I got filled at 2 cents today, couple at 3. I unloaded. It was a lotto. I told you guys to look at it as a lotto. At the time when I told you guys to look at it, I only seen somebody, like one person get in it because it was like 7 contracts added on top of what I already added. Then it started getting more. So I'm like, you know what? When I don't see much activity going to it, I just post it on Twitter to give people opportunity. Expires next week. So at 165, those are going to be good. At close this week, and the way AGN's been moving has been interesting, and I like it. I feel like there's going to be something else. Something's coming. I don't know what it is. I don't know about the confirmation with the whole buyout or whatever, but let's see what happens. It's very constructive right now. 4 hours looks nice. Trending nice. Needs to get over 163.41. After that, 169.21. Has to break that 170 level, 175.01 after that. Possibly another buyout, another type of gap up to where they get a better offer from another company. Very possible. It hit 180, and then it has one of those. I don't know if it was ICPT or SRPT. There was one of them that just kept ripping. It just kept ripping. So keep that in mind. ICPT, I like this one. I love it a lot, actually. I love the setup. Nobody's really talking about it, which makes me love it even more. It's basically at a double bottom. I love it. Targeting 73.56, lower double bar. That 70 break is going to be interesting. We got over 67.47. Pretty interesting. So we need to get above. Which high was this? I'm looking honestly at 68.77. Those 70 calls I was saying you guys about for September 6th, they were cheap. They were trading, they had an ask of 180 until price started moving, end of day, and then that was it. It opened up. Crazy spreads. Play with 1 contract, see where it goes. Play with 2 if you can.
Just play with the capital you can afford. Not everybody can trade the same way, okay? Our sizes have to be different. You guys need to stop going all in. I mean, a lot of people are getting better with that. I mean, the only reason people quit is because they just put too much capital into a trade thinking this is it. Well, oh, this is my last resort. Why not? You know? BA did amazing as well today too. That was another great one. But that was it for now. Those are the focus. URI is another one. Looking at long terms for that one. That one's gonna go. GWW, I'm loving it as I set up again. Definitely love my GWW. That one just, man, you can trade that like BKNG. 2 contracts because the spreads are not bad. Maybe one more test down to the 14 SMA and then rip to 289 in a couple of days. Because if it comes down to 14 SMA, it can create somewhat of a slanted inverted heads and shoulders, but it's creating a rounded bottom here. I like that rejection up to 277.08. That just shows there's some supply there, but there's definitely more demand below. So this is good. Keep that one in mind. And that is that for recording. I'm stopping now.